Hey guys, welcome to another daily recap. So today we're going to go over my options trading account as I didn't happen to take any trades in my stock market account. I went and took one trade on Facebook and we'll go ahead and review that in a bit. However, I do want to review the stock market account as well because there was a couple stocks that popped up, but everything for the most part was just failing. RKDA, TAOP, WAFU, EEIQ, DCTH. All these stocks were popping, failing, and nothing was really holding level, which is why I didn't happen to take a trade in my stock market account today. Overall, on the week, I'm still up on it. So we'll go ahead and jump in the trades right now, and let's go ahead and start reviewing. This one's real choppy. I wouldn't mind taking a trade on this. I was actually going to get in around 360, but it popped up as soon as I was debating to buy. Like I put my hand on the trigger, and it just popped up, so I didn't get my entry there, unfortunately. That would have been a nice trade for sure, but uh, I don't really know what it wants to do. 5 minute looks pretty good. Still looks like it's holding. 1 minute definitely looks like it's holding, but you know, I don't know. This one might just take out without me, and that's okay. I'm not feeling the price action on this one. It's kind of just whippy. So DCTH here was pretty choppy. As you can see, it went from 1435 all the way down to 1358. That's a huge drop in just 2 seconds, 3 seconds. It was really choppy. The spreads were pretty big, 1390 all the way to 1413. You know, about a 20-cent spread there. Pretty big spreads. It wasn't really doing anything. Kind of choppy price action here. It was moving. It did make this huge move. It also had high green volume on this candle. Everything was looking, pretty great. Then it, goes all the way to the high, 1474, almost gets halted, as you can see by the level up, level down indicator, the blue line. It's almost into a halt. Then from 1470, it goes to 1409, 1405, 1414. It's just, up and down, not really, choosing a side here. Then I suspect, it's probably going to break this high. I didn't really have a lot of confidence that it would break that high just because of this large red volume candle. It's just as big as the opening green candle, so it gave me even less confidence in the trade. However, I figured maybe a 2 candle pullback will happen, and then the third candle that would appear here would finally break through and continue higher. But like I said, due to the high red volume, I never really trade these daily setups here. This is just not something I typically trade. It just gave me overall a low confidence in the trade, and eventually I ended up finding out that it ended up plummeting after a while. It went below VWAP and just faded off the rest of the day. That was kind of the move. It didn't really go any higher. I don't even think it broke 15. It just kind of faded, and there goes the trade. There we go. I was filled right there at 291.56. So the target for this would be back over the high of 292. So filled right here. It's 10 a.m. Target, like I said, is above 292. For a break over the high, which high a day is going to be 292.47. Here we go. Can we see a rip to 292.47? So if it can't hold this 290 level, if it can't finish high, I'm gonna have to sell for a loss here. Yeah, so selling it, closing it. I sold for an $18 loss there. Looks like it's holding really well now. So we might actually see the break at 292.40, which is super unfortunate because I just sold my entire position. But I don't know, it kind of sucks. Like, I basically bought in about here, broke 292, and then just sold off. And I was like, okay, I'm probably buying really high, but I don't know. I got my big pullback. I figured this would surge higher and continue higher, at least break high a day. That was just my target. And then it's just sideways. Figured it's gonna pull back a little bit on the side and then just surge again. but it pulled back a lot. You know, now it's trading in this small range sideways, and it's just rejecting this 292 level once again, just like yesterday. But yesterday was the 293 level, so this might actually break 292.40. And it's probably gonna do it without me. Like I said, I took a small loss on it. Never wanted to choose a direction. See, now it's pulling back once more. So just not feeling this one at all. So as I was watching Facebook here, I did have several things in mind. I noticed that it was holding this level. It was more of like a triple bottom, and I figured, okay, if I can see the support here, that'd be really good. I also took my time to look at the 5 minute, 1 minute, and 15-minute candles here, as well as the 3 minute, just to see what this wanted to do. The 3 minute didn't look very good. The 1 minute looked pretty good. It didn't look so bad. However, when I swapped back to the 3 minute, it looked like it could continue lower. So coming back to this, I did see that it was kind of holding this level, and that made me a little more confident in holding my position a little longer. Although the 5 minute looked terrible, the 5 minute didn't look good at all, and the 10 minute also didn't look good at all, and that made me, you know, reconsider the trade, especially when I'd seen this candle open low. I felt a little fear in this trade. I felt like I needed to sell. I thought I was going to do the same thing I did yesterday, which was reject the level here, double top, and then just completely fail. Now, it didn't drop as significantly as it did yesterday. I ended up selling in this candle, I believe. Once it popped up here, I sold for an $18 loss. But I was originally down, I believe, $50 or $60 when it did go all the way down to 290.80. So looking at the 1 minute here, it looked pretty good for a possible move on the next candle back up, especially if it finished in this hammer doji. But the 5 minute also didn't look good, and the 10 minutes still didn't look good regardless whether this 1 minute opened or not. And that to me just wasn't convincing enough to I guess continue in the trade, just because of how low this next candle opened. You know, nothing was really looking super strong, and I decided to sell for a small loss. Little to know that the very next candle was the candle that ended up pushing even higher and breaking out of this, you know, entire level. It broke out of this entire trend. And slowly later in the day, not only did it break the levels that I was predicting, which was the daily levels, it actually surged to 295, if not 296 at the end of the day. So it broke the daily target I had, which was these two levels, and it ended up finishing really high today. It didn't finish around 300, which I didn't, you know, think it would. But, you know, it ended up reaching 295, which was, you know, a pretty good play if I held the position. But like I said, just chopping price action this morning with Facebook, same as yesterday, it rejected these levels. I figured it would pull back, hold, and then go through another small pullback and then continue higher. But, you know, it pulled back, and then this one pulled back even further, and I just stopped out because I didn't like the 5 minute candle. I also didn't like the 10 minute candle at the time. So I just wasn't interested in the trade. And that sums it up for Facebook. That's basically the ideology I had behind it. So to sum it all up, I finished down $18 today. $18 is not a significant amount whatsoever. This is basically like a test run type of trade. It's not gonna really make a dent in the account or anything. I do still get emotional about it. I get frustrated because a loss is a loss regardless. However, there's always room for improvement. I'm always going to be reviewing my trades and looking into what I can do better. Maybe, you know, there's things I missed in my trade that I can go back and review once more. However, you know, $18 is just $18. I can make that back, no problem. So we'll go ahead and see what comes tomorrow and see what happens the rest of the week. But for now, I'll go ahead and see you guys later. Please be sure to like and subscribe, as it really helps my channel grow. And I'll see you back tomorrow. Take care.